Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I am back with a review guys for a movie that I've just watched yesterday. I think it has just came out because it came out on the 17th of January 2025 on Netflix. It's an action movie. It's called Back in Action. It's acted by Jimmy Fox and Cameron Diaz. Those are the main characters that are acting in this movie. um Cameron Diaz is acting as Emily, and Jimmy Fox is acting as Matt. And the other ones, I will just also mention the children that they had, which are 15, and the other one, I think it was 14 years. The one who's acting as a daughter is acting as Annalise, and the one who's acting as a young boy, the younger one, is acting as Leo. So they had this family, but before they had a family, which was 15 years ago, it was how the movie started. It showed them as acting as CIA spies who went into this 18-year-old party, but it showed that it was a party for rich people because when they got there, it was all glamour, glamour. And they went there with a purpose to steal a key, and it showed that they had some government people behind them who were backing them up, who they were communicating with them while they were busy on a mission. So they got the key, and after getting the key, they then left and they ran away. Some action happened there, and then one after they ran away, they had to leave the country to go to another country. So when they were in the process of getting into a jet, that's when it showed that the mission has been sabotaged because they tried to take over the key by trying to um take Emily and put a gun in her head and tell Matt to say that he must give up the key. In which that's when the fight ensued there, and then the plane end up crashing. So after the plane crash, that's when actually, before the plane crash, Emily was busy discussing with Matt to say that she's pregnant because it showed that they were dating. So she told him that she's pregnant. And after the plane crash, they then decide that, you know what, it's best we just throw this thing away and let go of it and just decide to just go raise a family underground and change our names and all those kind of things, and then people will think we are dead because of the plane crash. So that's what has happened, and then that's when after 15 years, when they were having the two children and living in a good life, just raising their children, it seems like they were boring parents to their children because the children were really taking the parents as if they are not cool. They are always following them around. They must have their own life instead of trying to force themselves onto the children's life. That's how the children were. Especially Annalise was a bit older because she was 14 to 15 years. She felt like it's unfair for her to be treated the way that she was being treated by parents who were being overprotective, following her to parties and stuff like that. So it showed that the movie was very as we all know, Jimmy Fox, he's a person who loved comedy, so he was putting some comedy into this movie, which was very nice. And also I must say Cameron Diaz was also putting a best into this movie. As we all know her, she's a very good actor. She have acted many nice romantic movies. So back to the movie, guys. The action, that's when it started after they followed Annalise to a party that she was having with school people, and then when they followed her, they found out that it's a club, and that's when they beat up some high school boys, and then after the beating them up, someone was taking the video for that, and Jimmy Fox tried to switch, or rather Matt, he tried to delete one of the cell phone, but unfortunately he didn't notice the other one that took his video, and that's when their cover was blown. And after that, the CIA people who needed the key, they started following them around, started shooting at their house, and it was all action packed, I must say. I won't go into details with regards to that, but after that they decided that, you know what, it's best we run away. We go back to fetch the key from where he did met hid the key into his in-laws, guys. So he decided to hide the key there into his mother's in-law, and they decided to go there with the whole family, and that's when the action really get to be started. And that's when Annalise and Leo were very surprised that who is our parents while they're busy doing all these things, beating up all these people that are busy following us. And that's when Emily couldn't take it anymore and decided to just tell them the truth, to say that how they were conceived and how they came about for them to be living the life that they've been living, and not using internet, stuff like that. So it was very overwhelming for Annalise, who was very not happy. Even her granny tried to make her understand, but unfortunately, she was very angry at her mother specific, because she felt like her mother could have told her the truth. On the other hand, also Emily had some issues with her mother as well, which is the grandmother, whom she was being acted by Glenn Close, acting as Jeannie. So Jeannie was also a parent who also as well was in some sort of CIA before, or police before, and she also was a person who was not a present mother, which is why Emily was trying her best to raise Annalise very well. So they had to go at each other, Emily and Jeannie, to say you were not there and stuff like that. Which, honestly speaking, as parents, we always, I think that movies like this, they teach us to always be there for our children and never really abandon them just like that. Even though we're busy with our work, we must try our best to be there for our children. So, yes. After they kiss and make up, that's when all the action started. People were looking for the keys. They also followed them there into the granny's house, and they escaped and managed to fight their way out. And after that, it was all action, guys. I must say that this movie is full of action, and very nice action that is really gonna get you into the edge of your seat, to just wait for what will be happening next. And unfortunately, for them, the key that they wanted to give it back to the CIA, and unfortunately, people who were in the CIAs were also compromised, who were also their old friends, like Andrew Scott was acting as Baron, and Chuck was being acted by Kaylee Chandler, was also there in the movie. They were sort of trying to do bad things behind the police, and trying to get the key to sell to the highest bidder, which was being done by Chuck. He was trying to sell it to the highest bidder because he felt like after a retirement from the forces, he's never going to get the retirement money, or it's not enough, rather, to for him to live the rest of his life. So he rather just get the key and sell it by millions, which was almost 300 million. And I must just say, this key that they were say it was being sold and being fought for, it was key that can be able to do some military stuff. It can have coordinates of nuclear weapons, stuff like that, that are very too much dangerous to the country. So indeed, that's why even the bidders wanted the key after being shown an experiment of what it's capable of. That you can switch off the city if you want, switch off all the lights, stuff like that, that are very dangerous. And uh, people were really willing to buy it by millions, if I may put it. And That's when Emily and Matt decided to just fight for their rightful place and try to get their life back. And I think that's all that I can share about this movie. It's a very, very nice movie, as I said, guys. Please go watch it. And another thing that I can just add, that the name Back in Action, I think Jamie Foxx just they just put it deliberately for Jamie Foxx because, as we all know, he have been sick, diagnosed with some disease, and hospitalized for a very, very long time. So the name being Back in Action, it just resonate with everyone, and I think people will like it because of that. They couldn't wait to see him back in action. I certainly couldn't wait to just see him. I saw also the stand-up comedy that he made of him being back. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's very, very, very nice. That stand-up comedy. Um, it's very nice, I must say. I think I've watched it on Netflix, or if I'm remembering correct, but you should just check it out. You'll find it, I'm sure. Yes, I think that's it for this one, guys. We'll meet on the next one. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and let's keep the channel growing. Cheers.